The purpose of this video is to introduce you to your Social Justice Independent Reading Project. On your screen, you can see a student sample from the book, The Crucible. Now here's another one. And another. Another from the book Coraline. The Crucible again. Sorry, it's sideways, but that is one from Coraline. Gilgamesh. Crucible. Gilgamesh again. You're probably looking at all of these and wondering, what all do they have in common? I mean, they're kind of cool. And what even are they? These are called one-pagers, and they are all of these different parts put together on a single piece of computer-sized paper. All of these that you saw were done by hand. However, you can do these digitally as well. It does not have to be done by hand. And how can you take a single assignment and create this and this and this? They're all completely different. Well, let's go over some of the directions. First, you kind of focused on the visuals. This is what you are thinking about, what you're seeing in your head for the book that you are reading. The one-pager has all of these different sections. The first is just formatting. It needs to be an 8.5 by 11 piece of like computer or printer paper. It can be done digitally. You can change a Google Slides slide so that it is 8.5 by 11 or 11 by 8.5, depending on how you want to do it. You want to fill the entire page. You don't want there to be a bunch of random white space. Your name needs to be on there. When you are making your one-pager, you want to start with a border around the edge of the page. This can be words, pictures, symbols, quotes, anything you can think of that relates to the book. Somewhere in your one-pager, you need to find at least 2 quotes from the book that have something to do with social justice. Even if you are reading a love story, you cannot randomly put in that love speech that made you swoon. Or if you're reading a book about sports, you cannot put in the really inspirational quote that the coach said, unless it has to do with social justice. Cite your quote with a page number and explain to me what it has to do with social justice. Somewhere on your one-pager, you need to have some kind of visual image. It can be pretty much anything you want. It can even be something that you pull from online. You do not have to draw anything on your own unless you want to. I'd be very interested to see how you could do that digitally. Then around that image, oh my good gracious, you're going to have a word cluster. So you're thinking text boxes here. It's something to highlight the importance of the chosen image. Somewhere on there needs to be a poem, connection to social justice. If you get desperate, you can do an acrostic poem where you have a word going down the side and each word stands for something. You should have an I believe statement. You should come up with 2 test-like questions, but not just what color is the curtain on page 32. I don't care about that. I'm thinking more of like the in-depth questions. And then finally, you should have some connections, some comparisons to your life, to a movie that you saw, to a book that you read, anything like that. For this, make it fun. Like, let yourself be creative. Use color, use different fonts. Do something that will make it look interesting. If we look at these samples again, look, here's one of the quotes that she chose to throw in there. There's the border. Here's the acrostic poem down here. You can incorporate these elements in many different ways. This one, here's the questions, made it very clear and concise. Here's the visual image with the word cloud around it. This border is a lot different. This one has a more straightforward poem and a border that goes all the way around as opposed to one that is more piecemeal. Here's the visual image with the word cloud. You have plenty of different things that you can do. It is open for however creative you want to be. And attached to this assignment sheet is the rubric. It has everything that I am looking for, exactly how I am going to be looking for it. I am not going to change anything than what is on here. This is 100 points, and it can be really fun. These are some of my favorite projects that I have ever gotten from students, and I hope you enjoy it as well. Let me know if you have any questions.